Now this is podcasting.
I'm your host, Macsrebo.
And I am your mother,
Jennifer, aka
Macsrebo's
Macsrebo's mom. Today we're talking with the incredible cosplayer whose costumes don't just look incredible. They bring some of our favorite characters to life. From the creativity behind each character to the tiny details most people might never notice. We want to find out what goes into creating these amazing cosplays, the unforgettable moments that have happened while wearing them, and what advice he has for the next generation of cosplayers. Welcome, the Incredible Cosplayer.
Thank you for having me. I've been watching your shows for a long time now. I've seen you interview two of my favorite cosplayers, Only Dane and Abigail. Abigail is the best, and I'm so honored. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me from you guys. Like, really, this really melts my heart. Really, thank you.
Well, you know, it's exciting because you have traveled in the same circles, and as you mentioned, some of the cosplayers that have been inspirational to Mackenzie as well, that we get an opportunity now to chat with you and get to learn more on that personal level. And speaking of cosplay,
how did you get into cosplay, and what was your very first costume?
Ooh, getting into my origin story. Well, my name is Mitchell Kai. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for 8 years, I've been the one and only the Incredible Cosplayer. Well, you know the rest of my story. I mean, I just dressed up as a hero, taking pictures as a kid with kids and everyone else, and just being your friendly neighborhood cosplayer. No, that's not really true. I never was bitten by a radioactive spider. I'm just an ordinary dude. But my real origin story is that it started like 8 years ago, but it all started around like 2017 when Spider-Man Homecoming came along. And you know, like I love watching that movie. And when I was in community college at the time, my second year, and I remember joining to a newspaper club, and they wanted to cover a story for AnimeCon. And I was like, why not? Why not I go? I'm very enthusiastic with anime and stuff, and my editor said, sure, why not? Go there. And then when I got into the con, I was really excited. I was really like seeing all these cosplayers dressing up, and all I did was like asking questions like what you guys are doing right now. What got you into cosplay in the first place? How do you make this costume? And it was like, you know, like amazing things that I hear with these cosplayers. Like they put effort on making the props, their costumes, and everything. And I was mesmerized. I was mesmerized away, not just the way they build them, how much passion they have for cosplay in general, and how these characters help them, save them from their insecurity and loneliness, and to be part of something bigger than themselves. So I was like, why not try it? I didn't start becoming a true cosplayer until like, I don't know, like 2019. Yeah, my first, speaking of first costume, my first costume was the homemade Spider-Man suit from Spider-Man Homecoming, which I have right now in my box.
Ooh.
let's see that. We always love when you have props, right?
Okay, so this is my first suit that I ever made. Well, I store bought just like Peter Parker did in Spider-Man Homecoming. So I bought these lenses, and I bought this mask, and the thing is that I glue it together. But how I glue it, it requires skin contact. So what happened is that I began cosplaying 1 year being a cosplayer, and I put on the mask I cut holes on the red mask, and then I literally put hot glue on the mask while I was wearing it, and then just put it on quickly, and then take it off very quickly. That's what happened with this. That was my first mistake as a cosplayer when I first started. It burned really, really bad.
Oh no.
Right here and here and here and here. And yeah, that's the result of this mask.
Well, I'm glad that you're honest enough to share that because I know, Mackenzie, when you're looking at cosplays, you're like, you're usually
Like,
wow,
wow.
you're just wowed by everything. But, you know, one of the things that I really loved about being embraced in this community was people like yourself who just, you know, welcomed Mackenzie as far as whatever she wanted to bring to the table. And that's why we wanted to make sure that we had people who were there from the beginning and just have been those who encourage Mackenzie and just, again, be a positive light in this space so that, listen, you're going to share something that there are blunders, right? That a cosplay isn't perfect. In fact, Mackenzie, you have a funny story that when we were in Fan Expo Philly, what happened to one of your costumes for your KVS?
Oh,
Oh,
there's like this kind of like this circle on her jacket, and my dad made out of foam and hot glued it, and it
it
fell
didn't.
off.
It fell off. Like it didn't even make it through
Like
that one
once
day.
I put the jacket on,
He didn't put enough, and we learned that that was not the right material, nor was that the right adhesive for it.
I
But
also feel your pain because in fourth grade, my teacher allowed us to have hot glue guns, and there's like this small like area where we're allowed to have the hot glue guns, and I'm doing something, and people are like knocking into me,
into
and so I'm like, and I'm putting it on my arm, the hot glue.
that, I guess that's why I had to sign that waiver for you to use the hot glue gun, because you know it's not always on the safe side.
Yeah, there's so much trial and errors when I became a cosplayer, but this is like my first time. I didn't have a mannequin at the time. I didn't have a mannequin at the time, so I didn't know if I can use a mannequin at the time. So like it was kind of worth it because again, I think if I was Pierre Parker, he would start his process really really small. Really, really small because he's a kid from Queens and he has to start somewhere. He ha- he didn't become the greatest hero just by being great. He has to learn to be great. Like he has to learn through trials and errors. That's why people love the underdog story because they can relate and they grow from their heroes. Why you think Spider-Man is so successful is because he's he's everyone's underdog story to see themselves succeed in life.
You know, it's kind of interesting how this is parallel to the new Spider-Man movie that has come out and the popularity behind it. So it's really perfect timing here with your incredible cosplay and the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So it's interesting. I know that you had wanted to know something else about.
Yeah. What cosplay has made the biggest impact on your life?
Well, usually it's gonna be Spider-Man for me, but I feel like there's been like one, four cosplays in my life. So first of all, Spider-Man. I grew up very different and an outsider. I grew up having autism, which is a learning disability. So I didn't learn how to read very well, and I didn't know how to communicate very well. So they put me in special education classes, and I was learning basically the same thing, third grade reading level and fifth grade math level through my high school years. And then they gave me a chance to, I don't know, prove myself that I'm capable of learning. So, they gave my high school gave me two choices. One, to get a job that's good enough to be in the cash register, or B, get a diploma. Now, and before I returned to high school, they said to my mom, "You're setting your son set up to fail," and that is horrible to hear from my own mother. And I persevered. I graduated from high school, got through community college, got through an actual real college, and yeah, and I got got a job that I love to do, which is editing. So and I think that's why I relate to Peter Parker so much, because he has to learn a lot of trial and errors, and learning about like there's going to be people who don't believe in you, but you got to learn to believe in yourself. And I think that's why I love Peter Parker so much, of the underdog story, is that he's an outsider. He doesn't know how to fit in, but he learns by going through experience. And I think that's why I relate to him so much, is that the world may bring him down, but his optimism is so powerful. His understanding of never to give up is so powerful to me, and it resonates myself as a person. And I think that's why I love reading the comic books and watching the movies, because I see myself through this character. Like if I wear a costume like that and bring that optimism to others, that's enough for me, man. That's enough.
You know,
And um, there are like two more characters. I would say Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler, again, grew up to be an outsider, and that character connects with me because again, he has every reason to hate people. He has every reason to hate people. People discriminate him with his blue skin and all that. I could pick any well-known X-Men characters like Wolverine, Cyclops, or Gambit, but I chose Nightcrawler because I feel so connected to the character so much. If I remember watching X-Men Evolution growing up as a kid, and I felt related to him, the goofy, cheery guy. But I remember watching this episode on Nightcrawler on the original X-Men '92, and I remember he was searching for his mother Mystique, and like he confronted her. Mystique pretended that he didn't want him, and when I saw that scene, I was heartbroken. Like he was about to cry, and if there was any other person, a normal person would react to I never want you. Some people would get mad and attack, but Nightcrawler choose. I'm gonna quote from the original voice actor saying that I've obeyed God to bestow forgiveness for you, and I will pray that I have the strength to forgive you. So like that is so deep for me, because there's so much hate in the world, and Nightcrawler chooses to be compassionate and feel love. And I think that's why I love these characters. Same thing with Superman. Like I never imagined myself being Superman. I never imagined myself being the Man of Steel. I'm always been the Peter Parker type. But once I made the Superman costume, just put it on. I mean, I think the most things I love about Superman is his compassion. He's not defined by his powers or being an alien. He's defined by being a good person. And that's the thing I resonate the most with Superman, is that he is just a person who just wants to help. And I really reflected in my life, like what I love about Superman is he an alien? Is he human, just like me? Am I American enough? Am I Chinese enough? Am I normal enough to do I fit in with the autism people or the regular people? I sometimes live in both worlds, and it's a struggle but I think what I love about Superman is that in the end of the day, he's just an ordinary person who just wanted to be himself. And that's that. And one more character, it was definitely Luffy from One Piece. I was really hesitant to. Originally, I wanted to do Zoro. He's a sword guy from One Piece. He's like his second in command. But when I watched the One Piece live action, I felt like, oh my god, he's so like me. Like every time I put on my costume or something like that, I get super excited and super excited to meet people. I give a lot. I think what I love about Luffy is that he gets super excited, but also brings that optimism to so many people, he grows close to. And for me, I felt really connected to the character. I felt like people mostly said I am Luffy because not only I eat a lot, I do. I eat so much food, but
Yeah.
I have, but the powerful thing about Luffy is not his gum gum powers, his his gatherness. He's knowing who his people are, respecting his people, and caring about his crew. I think I bring that to, and be a supporter to his friends. I think I bring that to Luffy. I feel so connected to the character, and I pick all these characters because I feel a level of connection, a level of emotional connection. That's how you see in my posts that I put the effort of bringing these characters to life because they touch me so much. They touch me so much deep in here, you know?
I love how you shared just your deep connection, how you see yourself in these characters, a wide range of different, whether it be Marvel, DC, the anime, that and to share, just to be vulnerable and to let people know that there is this opportunity for people to express themselves through this cosplay and to show that it's not just about putting on the character, it's about what the character means to them. And I think that's why this community is so special. When you put on your costumes, Mackenzie, what like, how do you feel? 'Cause-
I kind of feel like the character and like their struggles and all that. And I feel sad for them, but I feel happy for them that I'm like helping promote them and helping showing them off.
mm.
And getting all those compliments on it, I feel happy.
It makes you feel good,
Mm.
right? And putting in and stepping into the character shoes. And as Mitchell said, he really goes in and we can see the level of attention and detail that you put into those, just even the photo shoots. They're done intentionally. It's not just, oh, look at me, I'm in costume. Like there's so much emotion and meaning behind those expressive photographs.
And you do so many cosplays, but which cosplay really took you the longest to make?
That is a good question. I think it was the Spider-Man armor. So before, like, I have it right here. Yeah, this is my Spider-Man armor. And what you see here is that I had to put a lot of wiring. I had to learn how to solder. So let me see if it's still on. I have not used it in years. So there's the battery right here, and this is the another battery. And oh, there's a light switch. And let's see if it works. Oh, it still works.
Oh,
Yes.
that looks so
Yes.
cool.
And I have a helmet too.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You didn't get
There's batteries. There's a fan I use. I should really, yeah. So there's the light switch again. Let me see if it still works. I'm sorry. It has been years since I used this.
look at that. Breaking out the oh,
Wow.
I love that. That lights up the eyes
That's
there.
really cool. How do you see in that thing?
Yeah.
Is
Good
it
question.
How I what?
How
How
do
do
you
you see? Because it like lights.
Yeah.
I can't see with the lights at all. If I turn it off, I will see very well. But if I turn it on, I am so blind. Once I bump into someone with the lights on, and it is hot. It is hot in this thing.
Oh, I can imagine.
But this Spider-Man armor did not exist. It came from a fan art, and what I did is that I had to be very creative, So I look at different templates and different like YouTube videos of how they made their armor, but there was no original Spider-Man armor. Just like it was only the silver Spider-Man armor. I was like, so I got the fan art, and I have these templates, and what if I can use these templates and modify them, modify it. So the chest piece right here is from a Batman template, but I repurpose it into an armor. Now these are supposed to be screws, and this is from another armor cosplay, but I use it as plates, and then use soldering to make the webs. So it's kind of like improvising, like using my creativity head to make something original, and but stay true to the fan art. I try to stay true to the fan art as best as I can, but I put a lot of thought and creativity with it, and I try to stay true to the colors of the fan art. So
That's awesome.
It was a lot to process, and it took me. I started around like December and finished around like June, so it took me like a lot of months because it was an original cosplay that is never done, and I got it from original fan art, so I have no idea what I was doing. So I had to learn learn how to make the outfit, but also recreate it, like make modifications on my own. Like I studied the reference of the fan art, but also try to like modify it as best as I can. I modified the chest, the shin guards, everything, the boots, pretty much everything. I will send out a picture, but that's how the costume looks like. I mean, I had to put a lot of there was no like YouTube videos for that particular costume, so I had to create it on my own. So
That's pretty neat. You often show off your cosplays at conventions, and I know that you were interested in wondering.
Have you ever met an actor who couldn't believe your cosplay?
I think I met many of people. Like I got two actors, for example, like Jack McQuaid, who voiced My Adventures with Superman, and when we took a picture, he asked me like, "Is that suit from my animated show?" But I told him that it was supposed to inspire your show and James Gunn's Superman, because when I was making my Superman outfit, I was inspired by both of these Supermans because they're like my age, 30 somewhat year old, and and they were like working age, just like how I started working with Amazon as a video assistant editor, and like becoming an adult. I felt like being Superman was it was meant to be, I guess. So and I relate to these younger versions of Superman because they're starting out as becoming Superman. And when I said that it was inspired by their costume, Jack McQuaid was like, "No way!" He gave me a hug. He gave me a hug for that. So and the voice actor who did Nightcrawler, um, I dressed up as a zombie Nightcrawler, and he couldn't believe I made this whole thing myself. So, but the zombie mask was from my friend, but I did the makeup myself too, and I made the costume and the tail and everything. So he's a really cool guy, and I interact with him every time there's like events, like X-Men events. 2 months ago, when the first second season premiere, I saw him again. And we were watching a sneak peek of season 2, and he still remembered me through New York Comic Con and everything. He really is a cool.
Awesome. We in fact got to see a few of the voice actors from X-Men 97. Cal, who is the Wolverine, Adrian, who does Nightcrawler, and AJ, who's Gambit, and they were on a wonderful panel. So amazed by their level of expertise and what they've lent their voices to. And
Yeah.
that really inspired Mackenzie has gotten into seeing you and all of our fellow friends with the X-Men cosplays, really then reignited her to want to watch the X-Men 97, which, was pretty neat.
Mm.
So
Adrian's the best. I love him. Every time I dress up as Nightcrawler, he he's so happy to see him as much as I'm happy to see him.
right.
He's the best. Yeah,
I
he really.
we do love like when those the voice actors, they enjoy seeing
And
their
they light up.
they
when
do
they
light
see
up,
their
they do
character.
see their characters, and they appreciate the time and effort and all that you do to bring the character to life on your end. So it's definitely neat to see.
And you mentioned all of these cosplays, but what's the craziest thing that ever happened when you were in that cosplay? Or like in
Oh, that is a good question. I mean, there's so much crazy stories I tell. Once I climb on a traffic light just to get some pictures, and people saw me as that, and I remember my second year of being a cosplayer, and I climbed on this walking traffic light, and people started to take pictures of me. I was like, "Oh, Spider-Man! Wait! My friend wants to take a picture of you. Wait! I want to take a picture of that traffic." Okay, I was like, "Hey, I'm your friend, Spider-Man. What's up? What's up?" But
With a
I think
do not try this at home.
trust me, I'm the real deal. So I'm the real Spider-Man. So yeah. But also I think the most craziest thing is that I remember me and my best friend. I remember trying this fusion Spider-Man and Batman, and I remember one of those ladders that the apartment has, and I climb on that, and we took a picture on that. So believe me, I was a bit scared, but I was like,
Yeah,
I can climb that. I can climb that. So I climbed it, and we took pictures, and yeah.
impressive. As
most
you
impressive.
yeah, most impressive.
If you
So yeah,
if you can build your dream cosplay with an unlimited budget, what would it be?
definitely Iron Spire. Definitely Iron Spire. So you know how the MCU has their Iron Spire, but I didn't like that version. But I did love the design. It's just that in the comic books they have like the red and gold color, and I love that. And I saw fan art with the red and gold color. I was like, why couldn't they have it on the MCU? It's so iconic in the comic books. It doesn't work well on the movie screen. So I want to, yeah, recreate that Iron Spider moment. And if I have that unlimited budget, I would be, I would love to have the suit flying towards me, just like how Iron Man sent his Iron Spider suit to Peter, and I'll be like, oh man, this is so cool. Oh man, I would love to wear that. I will be wearing that all the time. Yeah, if I have a limited budget, I would make that and just like enjoy swinging around with these mechanical tentacle arms just like this from the gaze, and just quipping my jokes, just being like I'm the Iron Spider-Man, just look at how cool and slick my suit is. Yeah, I'm just
You're a big Spider-Man fan then.
of course.
I can't
Of
tell.
course.
Yeah. If you could be any character you've ever cosplayed for one day, who would it be and why?
We all know the answer. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Who wouldn't want to run around climbing on these buildings, run around like doing parkour stuff in these buildings? It's just like feeling the rush, like a roller coaster, and just swinging. That's like the best feeling. That is the best feeling, like just like being free. Just like I feel like web slinging. Whenever I dress up as Spider-Man, just walking around saying that, "What's up, everyone? I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." And what's up? Give me high fives to so many people. I actually feel that rush every time when I dress up as Spider-Man. Just like giving people high fives, just bringing out being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's I feel like if I have that web sling, I would feel the same exhilaration that I do in cosplaying.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there. If there's a big storm and you're Spider-Man and you're having the webs coming out and they break, you should have been Nightcrawler so you can transport anywhere around the world.
Maybe. Or I could have been Superman just flying all over the place. But, I gotta go. I those were the characters I think of, like Nightcrawler or Superman. But I'm a huge Spidey in heart.
He's
You know.
Spidey. In fact, you should share with Mitchell what you call
I
yourself.
call myself Peter Parker because when I'm at school, I'm like a normal person having a normal day life. And when I'm at Comic Cons, I call myself Spider-Man because my classmates that are my age don't know that I do this. And when I say friends, I mean like 30-year-old, 40-year-old people.
Like, oh, I gotta hang out with or my friend does this. And when my husband and I are around, we're like, yeah, we have to preface that when my daughter's referencing friends, that they are like these 30-year-old cosplayers that she is inspired by. And yes, you truly are like that Peter Parker, two lives, the duality, because yeah, it's special. Mackenzie likes to be able to transform into these wonderful characters and step into that world. So
It's funny because where I work, they know I cosplay, but they sometimes forget I dress up. But what, like, they know I do cosplay, but once I dress up, I was like, oh wow, you really make those suits. I was like, yeah, it does feel like I live a double life sometimes because I'm regular Metro Kai, just doing my desk work and boring life. But when I'm cosplaying, it does feel like a duality of, like, the difference is so crazy. Like I remember hiring one of my photographers from work, and she was surprised of how different I am when me as a worker and me as a cosplayer, because she noticed that I became a different person. And so is my coworkers. Like, every time, I remember we were watching a Spider-Man movie together, the brand new day, the early premiere, and they were like, my coworker, who I love to talk the most, he was surprised at how energetic I was to being Spider-Man. He told me this is that it was like being part of the cool kids, and I'm with the popular guy. I was like, what? I was like, no way, I'm just an ordinary guy. But he felt like cool when he was around me because I was dressing up Spider-Man, man.
And it's interesting because, like you say, like it's like a switch, and I think your personality is just, you exude a different confidence, I think, and that's what's so wonderful is when you step into the suit, that like you're embodying the character, and then you have that personality that shines through for whoever you're cosplaying as. So it is neat that you are, others recognize that when they're in your circles of different circles. And Mackenzie, one time, I mean, they do know it to a certain extent, but she doesn't really talk it up about like what she's doing or what she gets to experience. But I know that one time that her teacher did a special Star Wars Day celebration, and Mackenzie, you got to do what? You
Cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, once I heard there's gonna be like you can dress up and like dress up.
So she wasn't just regular.
I didn't like buy a costume or like put a bound on. I just really did a full cosplay.
I mean, she put on Leiku for Twilight
face paint
all day long, and I said, Mac, are you sure you're going to be able to like This is a long day and you're at school. It's not like she's just going around taking pictures. You still had to do some schoolwork. And she was like, no, I'm fine. You had the
Padawan
Padawan
outfit.
outfit and you rocked it.
Some kids were smart. Someone had like a skirt and like a white T-shirt with like a bun for Princess Leia.
Oh, that's cute. So they made it like a bound.
Yeah, and one of my friends got her older brother's big NBA sweatshirt, and it's like this like tan-ish sweatshirt, and then goes all the way down to like kind of like a dress on her, and then she got like the Lego Grogu ears, put that on and had like green, like
so cute.
and then she had like a red lightsaber. I'm like, a red lightsaber, huh?
Interesting choice. I don't think Grogu would have picked the red, but it was a fun time. But that's the only time that you've ever really had anyone get a glimpse of that kind of life. But yeah, it's
also
definitely
Halloween too.
Oh yeah, that's right, Halloween. You do.
That's why I call Comic-Cons Halloween, because all like the treats and candy with all like the autographs and like merch and like the free goodies and like pins.
Yeah, you do like collecting. That's right, like a little like swag trade. She's like, this is just like Halloween, but even better. Yeah.
Jeffrey's things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
and
here
you
for
make friends who are all in costumes.
Right. I mean, it's like I said, it's so inspirational, and it's so neat to see. And one of the things that Mackenzie wants to do is be able to show, families with children who are maybe a little bit apprehensive into getting into the world of cosplay or in the convention scene, and just really be able to talk about how positive the community is and everyone helps one another, gives these tips and the do's and what you should and should not do, from the trial and error that you have experienced yourself. So that's really something that we wanted to make sure that we lent.
And if kids want to start cosplaying but thinks it's too hard, what would you tell them?
I feel like, well, if it's anyone, like not just kids, I would say, if it's hard, then you're making it hard, because cosplay is all about self-expression, and you don't have to make a big costume or anything like that. You just dress up as your favorite character and just do it. Just like I grew up loving this character Spider-Man because there's so much connection to the character. Like, I remember watching my first movie with Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire version, and watching that opening, I had goosebumps. I literally had goosebumps because they brought the character that I love watching in the animated shows into live action, and I literally had goosebumps, and like I wasn't so sure if I wanted to do Spider-Man because but when I started because when I like, Spider-Man is very well known for his web-slinging and his action, but when I started to read so many comic books, he was so much deeper, and I felt so connected to the character. And you just need to start like don't care about what people think. Just start your cosplay. Like just find a store to buy a costume. And I think that's what I love about being a cosplayer, is that you express something you never discovered yourself. And the things that makes it hard, you're making it hard. You have to learn to not to be so afraid about putting on a costume. It's your self-expression, your expression of your art, your expression of being yourself more. And yeah, it's everything. Like 8 years ago, I thought it would be a phase. But I'm here now, today, because I went through a lot of trials of errors, and there were times that I thought everything was so hard that I don't belong to the world of cosplaying. I feel I had this post-traumatic syndrome, like I don't belong to this particular group or anything like that. I operate into if you guys have not seen the movie yet, I'm gonna spoil it for you. Um, like the Avengers do big potato stuff, and I do like, and Spider-Man does small potato stuff. I'm very well known to do small potato stuff, but people kept saying like I do big potato stuff. I was like, no, I'm just a regular guy, just doing all these things. So I would say that don't care about what other people think. Don't care about if it's hard. Just start out really small. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just need to wear a costume that you and pick a character you fell in love with and just put it on and just enjoy yourself. That's what cosplay is. Just to enjoy and express yourself who you are.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
That, you know, just simplify things. I think many people try to overcomplicate it. And, I always share and I'm like, I'm not one who's going to be wanting to sew. And, I've told that to I share that with Mackenzie. And sometimes we piece together things
Yeah.
like your Hera
We
cosplay.
do like a closet cosplay.
Yeah, or like a closet cosplay and get things together. But it's what feels right for you. And I think that's a great message for those who are getting their
Because you
foot in
can
the door.
always learn and build as you go and over the years. But some people, they're like, go to a Comic-Con and they see like these professional cosplayers that sew everything, and they're like, let me try to do that, and they try to do it, but they don't watch on how to do that.
Yeah.
Do it. They just go with it. But I like always think you should go slow first and learn, and as you go, you get better.
Right.
Yeah. I really hate self comparing myself with other cosplayers. I used to compare myself to Abigail. I used to compare myself to other very well known cosplayers because I am not one of them. But as I grew and grew, it's about like building your self confidence. Like I'm still having issues of my self confidence today. If you see me in cosplay, I am not struggling with it, but I am struggling with it every single day of my self confidence and my self worth. It's definitely hard because it's like I hate comparing myself to other people, and I had to learn to love myself every day because not only the people around me love me of who I am, but I learned to love myself more because I grew up struggling accepting myself. I have a kid who has I was a kid who has a disability. I had no idea how to communicate. And I hated that I had a disability. I used to hate myself because of it. And I remember praying to God like why did you give me this? I want to be normal like everyone else. But as I grew and grew, when I returned to high school, I learned to like everything is so hard. Relearning, like I was the only older kid, and I was with ninth graders, so I was like the only 18-year-old in the class, and I struggled with reading every day. I struggled with that, and it was tough to find a lot of self love of myself. But also I learned that self love takes time. Self love, like I have people who love me who I am, not just cosplaying, but people love me because of me, and that should be enough. Like again, when you start cosplaying, you gotta do it for your love of yourself. Seriously, like don't care about what other people think. You don't have to be a professional cosplayer. You just need to a lot of self love for yourself. So
This is something that think that this conversation would be nice, lighthearted, and it was a very emotional. And we thank you for really opening up and sharing because people just see what is shown, the wonderful photographs, and this really opened up to share your personal behind the scene of all that it is taken to get to this point. And as a mother, as an educator, I'm just saying that I'm so proud of you and just the light that you shine and like I said, the love that you have expressed for my daughter to be able to, she lights up when she sees you. And when we're able to get pictures together, you always made her feel special and welcomed. And, that to myself is just something that we look for in a person. And you're just so much more than just a cosplayer. You have a genuine heart, and you can see that you pour a lot of yourself into all that you do. And, you should be extremely proud. And I'm glad that you've gone through that journey to get to this point where you can reflect on and say, like, yeah, you've got a lot that you've accomplished, a lot that you should be proud of. And we are so thankful and incredibly honored to have you part of our show tonight. So
I
thank you
know,
so much.
like it's insane. Like it is truly insane. Like I never thought like being a cosplayer would make such a difference in my life. So, like I'm hanging out with people outside of cosplaying, and it feels so good. It feels so good to have that self love of yourself instead of that.
It's wonderful. Like
I'm sorry if I made you guys emotional.
I was getting all like choked up because it's very touching and to see and to hear. Like I said, just from a different perspective, it just is something that we're truly fortunate for ourselves. We've seen how, for Mackenzie, I know that we have shared with some others that, she had been receiving speech services when she was in pre-K all the way through to third grade. And to think that, she's wanting to interview people, she loves to have conversations. And this is an opportunity for her to express herself. And like I said, for you to be able to say that you're willing to come onto the show just shows how much, that there's that connection within this community, and we're forever grateful.
No problem. I'm truly honored that you have me. So I really,
Yeah. So Mackenzie, you have any
For everyone listening, make sure to like and subscribe and comment below what you love about this podcast. So this is Macsrebo signing off from Galaxy far,
far away.
Cut!